rebound, Diaz. 3 straight stops.
Panthers have not quit on this game. They've never quit on defense. I think that's been the most impressive part.
Smith to Diaz, in tight, draws a double, lost it out of bounds. They say last touched by the Cougars.
I think the Panthers are fortunate with that call.
Got to come to a solid jump stop, maybe kick to the wide open corner. She had Thomas off that double team.
That can be the difference between a veteran post player and a young post player. Diaz might not always be looking elsewhere once she gets the ball inside.
Smith driving in, and that will be her second.
Takes a lot of force to send Geyer sprawling on the floor like that. Just the first on Macy Smith. That's the good news there for the Panthers.
And Coach Etherton had the ear of the official saying, all right, whatever. You watch that post play inside, though, with Geyer defending on Diaz. They get it to Geyer. She's got the position against a double team. Missed it again, and Diaz pulls down the board. No stop from Michaela Thomas to the front of the rim. Couldn't finish. Got a rebound, kick out. Smith catch and shoot 3. Knock it down. 10-point game. Panthers the timeout. They were down 19 at the break. They have outscored them by the tally of 17-8 here in the half. Macy Smith with a triple. She's got 20 points again.
So you see Thomas drive it in initially, didn't get the shot, but stuck with the play and gave Smith a chance.
This was that game we were talking about, 2019 at Blaine, Spring Lake Park. Well, they were the upstarts that year, winning 2 games to get here to the 1-seeded championship versus the 1-seeded Cougars. And a couple of players who are still making an impact at the D1 level in Taylor McCauley and Sarah Stapleton getting stuff done for the Cougars. They would hold Spring Lake Park and young Avery Dunbar and young Maddie Ingane to 30 points. And there was a young Jenna Geyer helping to get it done, and the Cougars went to the state tournament off a 63-30 win. Stapleton moved on to Wisconsin. Drake for Taylor McCauley, who we did some games where Taylor McCauley was flat out fantastic. She was always fun to watch, kind of had that same build and game as you see from Jody Anderson and Macy Smith. Here in 2021, it's a much different story as the Panthers down 19 at the half with 10 minutes to go have got it within 10. The hill is still tall to climb, but they've done a lot of good work as there's Frost cutting to the rim and she finishes.
It's been a while since we've said Frost's name. How about those highlights with Geyer with the specs? I kind of miss that look. Always reminds me of Horace Grant, who kept wearing his rec specs after he had eye surgery, just so that kids who wore glasses would feel better about themselves with that representation.
Dunbar's 3 is no good. That field goal, by the way, the first in 9 possessions for the Cougars. They had a few free throws mixed in there, but get a field goal to break up an empty string. Anderson has to rip it away once and twice. The jump ball eventually. She's dug in. There's another one for your jump ball collection for this one, John.
I have unofficially 8 of them in this game, but I also haven't actually been tracking, so that number could be way off.
Seems like 8.
Feels like a lot.
Maddie Ingane comes back in. She's playing with 4 fouls. Foul be back in 2. Smith, Diaz, and Smith on the floor playing that 2-3 zone. Ingane's got to be smart. Beyond smart, really, with 9 minutes to go and 4 fouls. Into Geyer. Forced her to the mid-post. Found a cutting Camille Cummings. She was fouled hard by Macy Smith. Camille Cummings will go to the free throw line.
I think Smith had fouls to spare. The problem is her team does not. That's the 16th foul. So in one sense, you like the play because it forces Cummings to earn these at the free throw line. But if it sets up a lot of free throws around the stretch for Centennial, that's a real problem for Spring Lake Park.
Cummings couldn't hit the free throw. She had 7 points in the first half. 44-25 in half number 1. Panthers hit shots with regularity here in the second. Free throw no good. Geyer taps the rebound away against a triple team. Kicks it out to Anderson. The jumper no good. Ingane finishes with the rebound. Macy Smith drives, drew the contact, count it, and a foul.
Big step, bumped into the contact, let the shot fly, and drops it home.
Anderson trying to draw the charge. Smith able to slice through and finish. She can make it a single-digit game and does. 3 more for Macy Smith. She's got 23.
Such a sweet shot for Smith, whether it's at the free throw line or anywhere. When she squares up, got a great chance of putting it in.
She's scored now at least 23 in all 3 rounds of the postseason. 23 in the first, 27 in the semis. 23 here with 9 minutes to go. Her team down by 9. Double team in the corner and a timeout for Coach Sobolik. They needed it. It was those jumping Panthers coming over to bring that double team. And you said it at one point, John, as they've put this comeback on so far, slicing 10 points off the halftime deficit. The defense has never given up. And we saw good defense in the first half. Now they've backed it up, hitting shots more consistently. And that is how they've made themselves a part of this game again on the scoreboard.
On that very last play, I got nervous. You had Engene running out to the arc to defend, and she's in that foul trouble. One more, and she's done for the day. Now, they went on a great run with her on the bench, but I don't think that's what you want to count on for the rest of the 9 minutes on the clock. So she has to be conscious of how she plays defense right now, and offense.
So a 20-10 run to this point for the Panthers to get back into it. Spring Lake Park averaged 57 points a game. They've found their scoring stroke in the postseason, putting up 71 and 71 in consecutive games.
Yeah, on the one hand, you think the quarterfinals, they easily outmatched their opponent there, but they were the lower seed in the semifinals and still put up 71.
Cougars held their opponents 54 for Osseo, but meanwhile they were putting up 82 points, so there was a lot of possessions to be had in that game. Chancellor Park clamped down on them, held up to 40. Off the timeout. Cougars with the basketball, still with the lead with 8 minutes to go. They're still in the driver's seat. Panthers inch their way over there. A back cut, was it tipped? No, and a turnover. That's been the story too. That's 6 here in the second half. They only committed 5 in half number 1. 9-point deficit with the basketball to try and slice into it. Diaz sets a screen there for Engene. Down the lane, couldn't finish, but to the free throw line goes Maddie Engene, forcing the issue.
Yeah, I think that you called that out perfectly because the screen forced the switch, and then Engene is not being guarded by Geyer anymore, and she's able to drive aggressively towards the hoop against a maybe not smaller player, but a player more her height, and that's where she really can thrive.
Couldn't hit the free throw, still wanted to try and make it an 8-point game. Engene with 5 here in the contest. Knocks that one down, made the adjustment. First time to the free throw line for her, she goes 1 for 2.
Free throw line has been good to the Panthers here today. Not a lot of misses.
A lot of that Macy Smith. Top of the key. Nearly a carry, but the pass got away to Frost. Back it goes to Mulberry. Inside, but away from the bucket. Stolen by Macy Smith. Jumped into the passing lane. Ooh, nearly jumped into the backcourt there with an over and back.
Great job by Engene to be aware of that.
Splits 2 defenders, couldn't finish at the rim. Digs in, got the rebound to Diaz. Cut inside for Smith, couldn't finish. Engene there again with the left hand, no good. And finally the Cougars clear it out.
I mean, she just plays with no fear. The motor never stops. She's got 4 fouls. That was a super dangerous play to go after the ball the first time around. Then she picks it up off the ground. I mean, she's everywhere.
The Cougars survive somehow. Circle back to that one. They had 4 chances at it. Smith, another steal. In transition, Falvey's up the floor. Bounce it to her and finish. It's a 6-point game. 3 straight turnovers forced by the Panthers.
Love the pass by Smith. It seems like an obvious thing, but she's had a hot hand here today. And it can be tempting to trust only yourself, but she still trusts.
Lost it. And a jump ball possession to the Panthers. Smith was a little slow to get up. It turned into a hug there. These players, they know what they've got in front of them. Yep, that's a beautiful bouncing feed.
Yeah, I love the fact that she gave that ball up. It was the right thing to do, and her teammate rewarded by finishing on the play.
54-48. There's some Panther students off to our right, too. I think that might be the JV squad, right? It's Ingane. Tries to slip the pass across. Looked like that was kicked there by Cubes after she tapped it away. They'll play on to the Cougars. Turnover in kind by Spring Lake Park. Mulberry drives. Mulberry stopped, got it away to Anderson. Is not comfortable being a Cougar on the offensive side of the floor right now.
Well, and I don't think that the Panthers' defense has changed.
Knocked away by Diaz.
I mean, they're forcing more turnovers, certainly. But they were playing with this energy in the first half. They were playing with this energy and system is what I'm looking for.
Smith is going to be called for the offensive foul. Might have extended that arm just enough as Anderson jumped in front of her.
And every one of those feels so painful for the Panthers because they've been on this comeback trail for so long, and every wasted opportunity is dangerous.
This one, Cameron Smith knocks it away. Running the floor, finishes. It's a 4-point game. A 6th turnover, make it a 5th turnover in 6 possessions. 54-50. Cummings stops the dribble. Needs help and got it from Cubes. Cameron Smith flying around the floor defensively. Mulberry for 3 contested, knocks it down. Cougars an answer finally, and it comes from the junior Mulberry.
I mean, we were almost to a 1-possession game, and Mulberry, big-time bucket.
Out of the corner, Thomas to answer, no good. Knocked around, saved by Diaz. Smith in the post to Macy Smith. Don't have to panic, back within 7, 5.5 to go. Macy Smith has 23. And a timeout for Coach Ether.